Give it time to populate. Give it time to populate. What's going on, fam? We on just a little bit early on this Kuumba. This is a great Kuumba day. Black signal should be catching up. So by the time y'all get here, it might be done. I got early morning warrior training, and I got to stand in for one of the senior warriors. Well, maybe nation builder. Got to stand in for one of the nation builders to make sure that this thing rolls forward, regardless of how many show up. This is the early morning training. So if you haven't been involved in a while, you know what I'm saying? If you're just starting, you're not missing anything, because there's going to be some advanced material, some, in a sense, accelerated learning for those who have been involved with us for a long while. So I want to say good morning, or a great day, or great Kuumba to each and every last one of you. I have the speaker window up. What I want to do before we even get started is I want to make sure that we are streaming live on Spreaker at this time, and the chat window is open. Let you know that the chat window will be open. Lines will be open as well. So let's go and do the mechanics. Make sure you get your glass, go and get your water, and get your health drink. I was fortunate enough to stumble upon something that I forgot. Yeah, I got one of those ambrosia bottles. Yes, y'all. So let me type in the call-in number for those that might be listening through Spreaker, just in case they want to come on. 614. Let's say call-in lines. Join the conversation as we proceed to toast those upon whose shoulders we stand. Toast those upon whose shoulder we stand. Also, I want to make sure that we're streaming live on Facebook, because sometimes I'll be finding out ain't stuff popping off. Okay, we up on our Facebook channel. Okay, and we live. That's good. Now let's go over here. Oh man. Okay. All right. Facebook, I have to apologize. I need to shut you down. I need to shut down Facebook. And my opportunity to repopulate. Let me go back to my dashboard. See what's going on. Go back. Cool. Just let me know that we are streaming on there. Check Facebook. Make sure I got the right one up. Yep, they had Daily Toast Nia. Ain't that something? So let's go and refresh the screen. This is a learning process, and we all learn together, family. We all learn together as I'm mastering this. Hopefully some of y'all are taking notes, because some of y'all will be called to task eventually in some form of fashion and may need to use the same technology. And I will hope that you learn from my mistakes and, come up with something marvelous, something beautiful, something powerful, something life-changing, something that brings value to others. That's what we always try to do here at Geometry Journey. There we go. We got the right one up. Let's see. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Periscope. YouTube is not up yet. Stream.me is not up, even though I might as well take that off, because I don't even know what that is. But we are up. So let me go on and make sure we launch that chat app, so that y'all get at me. Also, I'll be checking back on the Facebook page for any comments, because sometimes people come in and I don't see them. And I want y'all to know, like I said, once again, it's a mistake of the mind and not of the heart. I'm not seeing anybody. When I don't see nobody, I just assume that nobody's there. So I had to start looking at it, because when I would go back, it would be people commenting. And I don't want them to think that I'm overlooking the comments because I appreciate each and every last one of you. Shouts out Miss Vanessa. I see yours popped up. Let me see if you are on are you on my channel or are you on Giami Live? You must be on Hotel. All right. So once again, we gather to salute our ancestors. But before I get into that, get my charts together, get my list together. Where's my pretty book? There's my pretty book. All right. So before we do all that, let's do this. First off, welcome to the Congregation of the Mighty, and it is a beautiful thing. And you are now listening to Giami Journey Media. Girl, you gotta wake up. Wait, anime, wake up. This is Giami Journey Media. A little bit better. Of course, you know this is a Heart of a Simba production, and this is the Daily Toast. Oh my God, Simba, come on, man. Oh my God. It's so embarrassing. Well, we strive to blow up your old paradigms.
Mr. Diddy.
Drink your water. Come on. Drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take some breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. But first, breathe, then drink. Now pop the cap and drink some water. Lift your glass and pour some water. Lift your bottle, pour some water. Just pour your water. Drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body, drink some water. Come on, loosen up them shoulders. Move your body, drink some water. Loosen up that neck. Move your body, drink some water. Just move your body. Drink. Or should I say, move, then drink. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass. Drink. Or should we say, raise, toast, then drink. And say, take your breath and drink some water. Lift your glass and pour some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, live, move, drink. Breathe, move, live, drink. Take your breath. Lift your glass. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink. some water. Lift your glass and drink some water. Lift your glass. Lift your glass. Lift your glass. Drink, 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 drink. We only got 39 seconds left. Might as well let it play. Go and drink it up. Lift your glass and drink some water. Lift your glass and drink your water. All right, family. I want to say great Kuumba to all those that might just be tuning in right now. I have to get up early once again because I have to be over at the school. We got warrior training this morning for, kind of like advanced studies. You know what I'm saying? Advanced studies going on. Don't know who's going to show up, but hey, I'll be there. I gave my word, so I'll be there. Right? So, hey, family, so here we go. Lines are open, 614-556-4535. Hit us up on the line. Hit us up on the line. We got some discussion this morning, but one of the things I wanted to cover is, one, we got this whole political piece going on, and November 9th, I think it is, election day, and you have to be aware of stuff that's going on. So already the fuckery is hitting my door. So I get a letter to my address from, I guess, whoever does take care of the election, that's saying that the address that they have for me is incorrect. And I have to fill out all these forms before a certain date in order. It ain't all these forms. It's a piece of paper. I have to fill it all out in order for me to be able to vote in November 9th's election. Now, let me explain. I need y'all to understand this, right? Because I want y'all to hear this the way it comes to me. I receive a letter at my house saying that the address that they have for me on file is the inaccurate address, and I need to go and change my address, even though I got a letter from the fucking people that say that the address that I have is wrong. Fuckery. Straight fuckery, right? Just like, we gonna just frustrate you. You know what I'm saying? And we got to understand, these are the games that are played. Now, on to the next subject that I want to cover. Shouts out to Sakmat. Shouts out to Miss Vanessa. Of course, I thought I saw, I thought that was Shaka, but that was Sakmat. I'm sorry. How you doing, Sakmat? My eye? Good morning to you, right? And I'm sitting up here now. Family. Friends. And even enemies. When you are organizing, right, please understand that you are forming a cell, right? Please understand. And what happens is that when a cell starts to grow or a cell is fertilized, come on now, check it out, something happens. There's a thing called mitosis where the cell starts to split. It like duplicates itself and splits. And what I notice is that in a lot of organizations, we freak out because other people are splitting off from what we do or what we're doing and start to formulate something else. And I'm saying, stay calm. This is the way of nature, right? And it's also a way of guaranteeing survival. You understand what I'm saying? Because it copies itself and splits. So now it's harder for an attacking element to take out two rather than one. And when those cells mature to a level, they duplicate and they split, and they duplicate and they split. And you understand that after you've been organizing for a while, or if you have studied some of the theories around organizing, that this has to happen, right? It has to duplicate itself. It has to break itself up, in a sense, into departments, and different cells start forming to handle different aspects of one thing. If all of our cells stayed exactly the same, right, we would be just a blob. You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't develop eye cells and ear cells and nose cells and lung cells, and you know what I'm saying? So in our organizing, we have to make sure that we understand and learn to be comfortable with the fact that we have to kind of start splitting up. Now, let me say this to you as well. If you look at the military, I remember when I was in the military as a young man, you know, we went and we were thrown into a platoon to be trained. And a platoon was made up of 4 squads. And the 4 squads each had a squad leader. And the 4 squads had one platoon leader. And that platoon leader had someone that was in charge of it. And those 4 platoons made up a company. And that company, and each one of those platoons in that one had squad leaders and platoon leaders and sergeants that ran it. So in one company, we had 4 platoons. That 4 platoons, you know what I'm saying, built up to something else. You know what I'm saying? So you had 4 platoons, then you have 4 companies, and those 4 companies formed something, and then those 4, whatever they became, formed something else, which built up into a larger organism called the United States Army. You know what I'm saying? So you always have, you know what I'm saying? Because a platoon is a copy of itself. You know what I'm saying? Which it breaks all the way down to the individual soldier. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times we get concerned about all these different organizations rising up and stuff like that. What we have to start learning how to do is to organize in mass and understand that each group should handle different aspects. Because when the military goes to war, whether we're talking about the Army, Air Force, when they go to war, they all go to war. And all of them represent an element of this being called the military. You have part of the military that handles procuring the food and preparing the food to get it to the soldiers. You got the other ones that other parts of the military that make sure that the roads are ready for the soldiers to travel on if they have to travel on a mass. You have those that go out before everybody else go out to really scout out where the enemy is. And then you have other parts that make sure that everybody is able to get their supplies. And then you have part of it that deals with long range warfare. Then you have other parts that deal with straight face-to-face and hand-to-hand combat. Then you have the intelligence part that is able to gather the information and bring everything back so that everybody knows what's going on with the enemy externally, and as best as they can know what's going on internally. All these things fall up under the army, and all of them fall up under the command of someone different. But all those commanders are able to come together and say, look, we got this, boom, 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 they here, boom, boom, boom. We can use artillery to get there. We can send the tanks there. We can send the infantry there. Boom, the supplies, we'll make sure the supply lines are secured and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? All the paperwork, you got that whole crew that's making sure that all the paperwork is getting done so that everybody can get what they need so that they can do what they need to do. And I'm saying all this to say, family, as we organize and as we build this thing here in Columbus or wherever you are right now, understand that as you really seriously start getting into nation building, that the nation is going to look like it's splitting. But what we need is diplomatic individuals that are able to stay in between and get all the information so we can make sure that all of our organizations maintain the objective, right? We have identified the enemy and we're able to work cohesively to eliminate our enemies. We don't all have to agree. See, a lot of us, we get caught up in this whole unity thing, and for some reason, every time I hear motherfuckers say unity, I get kind of concerned, because it's like the idea of unity is that we all wear blue shirts, or we all wear red shirts, or we all no. You know what I'm saying? Now there are some unifying elements. All military soldiers wear certain uniforms that represent the branch that they come from. You know what I'm saying? But that's like more of a symbol. You know what I'm saying? But deep down, each element, there's different elements in that. And we have to start learning how to work with different elements and different temperaments. You know what I'm saying? Because an infantry commander is going to be probably a little bit more aggressive than a commander of the pencil pushers and shit. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole different. You got different personalities, and we have to start developing within our leadership cadre individuals that are able to deal with people with different temperaments, with different views of the world. You know what I'm saying? As long as that view is taking us to deal with the enemy that we are working against at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we got to understand that this organizing thing is a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? Then all of us, we just need to come together. Yeah, we do. Yeah, but how? You know what I'm saying? How? Are we all coming together as foot cells? You know what I'm saying? Or do we need the foot cell and the knee cell and the, you know what I'm saying, the bone cells and the liver cells and the lung cells and the, you know what I'm saying? If everybody bring the same thing, shit, that to me that's hell, right? So today I'm gonna be popping open this bottle of that Ambrosia Red, right? This is made from something called a wache leaf, right? I use a wache leaf, and it kind of turns it a little bit. You'll see. If I can open it safely. I'm going to turn this and move it away from my computer, since we do have the capabilities of, well, I ain't got to move my whole computer. What I could do is just move this back. I'm going to drink this water first. Here we go. Wait. Let me check my chats to make sure people know. Let me make sure, just in case somebody on here wants to call in line, is 614-556-535. Let's go. Oh man, they got it as well. You could just click. All right, now y'all know that this Ambrosia is a lively little crew. I need y'all to see that. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Oh baby, I love it. Ooh, I love it. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. What? Uh-huh. What'd you say? Huh? You say something? Okay, let me pop. Okay, hold on. I got you. Uh-huh. You want me to drink you? Is that what you said? Oh, I'm sorry. You know, hey. Now this is the pressure that builds up. This is a living, breathing entity. This is how it gets carbonated. When you seal the top, and you allow it to sit, the carbonation, the carbon is produced, it rises to the top, it hits this barrier, which causes it to build up pressure up top. And what happens is, because it can't get out, it goes back down into the liquid, causing the whole liquid to become carbonated. Now, what you drinking when you drinking pop is artificial carbonation. What they do is they take carbon dioxide and they force it into the sugar water, because that's basically what you're drinking, bubbly sugar water, right? But there is a natural process for carbonation, which which helps your body feel good and bubbly and helps you burp. You know what I'm saying? For those of you that be having acid reflux. All right, y'all seen it now. Y'all look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And I know y'all be like, well, what I do with that? So the rule is that when you buy bottles, you also have a bigger bottle to put it in, so that you don't have to lose all that goodness. You understand what I'm saying? Because my issue is, because I could let this sit for 10 to 12 days, and by that time, all the carbonation is out. But what I want people to taste is, I want people to taste the sweetness of it, because and honestly, the older it gets, the healthier it gets, the more microorganisms you have in it, healthy microorganisms that help your microbiome. But the piece that I'm trying to stress is that I do want people to be able to taste the sweetness, because also part of the thing that I'm doing is I'm encouraging people like Sister Vanessa, because she wants to learn how to make her own. She texts me, I got that. I wanted you to know I got it, and I want you to know that I can help you start producing your own, right? And I know some people like, Brother Hatim, how is that a good business? How you gonna? This is the piece for me. I believe that this is healthy enough, right, to where I could promote health in my community and not really have to worry about necessarily making a lot of money. I would like to make money, right? But if I could help by providing my community with health, you know what I'm saying? Because health is wealth. You know what I'm saying? Because we got people falling apart. We got people dying from stuff that they don't even need to be dying from. We got people suffering from things that I don't even believe we need to even be suffering from, right? Those autoimmune, a lot of these autoimmune diseases is a lack of us breathing, is a lack of us drinking water, and a lack of us getting the proper microorganism inside to help our microbiome. A lot of that is our microbiome is just basically running wild. And you know one of the major contributors to an unhealthy microbiome? One of them? Sugar. Yeah, sugar. Right? That bullshit sugar, right? So what we use for our ambrosia is raw, unpasteurized honey. Buy it by the pound. Look at that. You can make that at home. See the nice little red tinge it got? That's from that wache leaf, which is full of minerals. Love. Soft as an easy chair. Man. Saying there's nothing like being able to produce on seed, because the next level for us is beehives. Right? We want to be able to produce our own honey. Right? And then maybe we could move to some learning how to grow green tea. And this is what's crazy about the teas, right? Because the teas also have to be fermented in a certain type of way. So family, whether you know it or not, you are surrounded by the fermentation process, which is the process that we use to make that ambrosia this June. You know what I'm saying? That fermentation process makes stuff within this liquid, which is considered a food, makes it more bioavailable for you, right? I see Shaka's in the house. Shouts out, brother Shaka. How you doing? Lines are open. I don't know what you're laughing at. Oh, you mad because I'm about to cut that album. That's what it is. I understand. Oh, God. I want to drink it now. But we're going to wait till after we toast our ancestors. First, giving honor to the creator by whatever name you choose to call that creator. We lift up our glass and we salute and we say, Ashe, yes, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Next, make sure the line's open. I thought the lines was open. I would have got a signal if somebody would have called in. Oh, it hung up on me. Ain't that some shit? All right, so I'm going to open up the lines right now. So here we go. Check 1, check 2. All right, I'm opening up the lines right now. For those that's interested in conversating, we gon' get it on, get it in. I'm going to do this, and then we got a couple minutes because I got to leave out of here to get over to this warrior training. We got on the Daily Toast family. We got our list. We got several lists. Miles Brown, Ms. Ann, Robin the Texana Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, Georgia William Walter, Kristen Pendergast, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris Alfred, Cleveland Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Falar, Montague Pittmanell, Noma X, Pet Rob, Malika Fakour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Marsh, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pullian, the Luxter Brothers, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Mary Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Lonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kill Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Tridge, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lewis Henderson, Calvin Spratney, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Willoughby, the farmer, Augusto Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Tora Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Seven Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolton, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Ophelia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quails, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quails, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.E. Johnson, Delrita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W.S. Sr., James Parham, Daniel Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amatep Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Denver Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Ellen Ohio, Frank Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Rich Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy May Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carlos Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy. And on to the pretty book. We'll start from the back this time and work our way forward. I remember when there's only 2 pages in this book. Shelby McClendon, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Michael and Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards, McNabb, Mazarine Cofer, George Swan, Edmonia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Reginald Oliver, Linda Howard, Jacqueline Broadus, Ethel H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Edward R. Benson Sr., Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rayshawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Nevaeh Mitchell, Rosella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Irvin, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Morel Ellis, Elizabeth Battles, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Baba Naeem, Tim Butler, Raymond Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Bette Vaughn, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staton, Joel Jamel Alls, Miss Vanella, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Earlington Houston, Albert Moore, Leroy Q. Heath Sr., Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Frances, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Vivian Stevenson, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Doretha Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Lester and Rachel Saunders, John Bowie, Alex Nixon, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hat Sr., Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, and Mother Gibson. Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Aunt Becca, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, Georgia Haley Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, June Evans, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavers, Jerry Dorr, Mina Robertson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Emma McClendon, Dan Wilkerson Sr., Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irving, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnston, Francis Booth Jefferson, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Cathy, Uncle Bookie, also known as Thomas Bradley, as well as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word First, Jennifer Sensenball, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Leland Blair Sr., Edward Stevenson, Sue Ann Stevens, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Florence Evans, Pamela Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Charles Wooden, Pitty Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Phyllis Lee, DeFriedis Hines, Ines Bastick, Edna Bostick, Winifred Scantleberry, Wilson Headley, and Elma Hines. We lift up our glass to all of our glorious ancestors upon whose shoulders we stand, and we salute them, and we remember them, and we lift up our glass as we have done almost 500 times. I mean, it's been going for a while, family. We lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. All right, let me double check something real quick. Uh-oh, I just paid something on PayPal. Don't know what the hell it was. Oh, God. Don't you hate when those mysterious bills just pop up on you? You be like, I don't know if I got that dough. All right. Making sure I'm getting everybody because some people might have some ancestors that they want to post. So I want to make sure before we move forward. All right. No added. All right. Here we go. So we move on to the present moment. You know what that means.
Damn, Ron, come on! What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
All right, family. We salute this moment. In the moment that we are in, I need you to activate your reticular formation, family. I need you to find Kuumba. Seek out, search, find Kuumba. Where's Kuumba going on in your community, in your family, in your tribe, in your personal life? You know what I'm saying? You know, every now and then take a picture, post it up. Post it up on Gianni Journey. Let us know that Kuumba is alive and well. For those that don't speak the language, today is the day of Kuumba, which translates to creativity. In the Maitic principle system, today is the day of order. The color is orange. We are in, for the Hermetic law of the day, is cause and effect. If you were born on this day and you're a male, today is your day, and the day name is Kwame. If you're female, Ama. What's up, Ama? You know what I'm saying? So, in the African-centered cultural virtue and value system, emotional emancipation circles, today in Wolof, we are on Jup or Job. It's Jub, good character, just, honest, righteous. Hope you fit that. Akan ethics, strong character. And in traditional Yoruba, Oju Inu, insight. And I think it's important that I stress all those principles, right? All those principles. Practice them at home first. Then move out to the tribe. Then move out to the community, right? We practice all those principles. And one of the things that we have to remember is that principles are flowing from the inside out, not the outside in. See, because what we have is we have a failure to communicate the idea that these principles, like these are African principles,
this call is being recorded,
and need to be practiced amongst African people, need to be practiced amongst us, right? Before we throw the line out to everybody else, because what happens is we end up throwing out the line to everybody else and not having enough truth for us, not having enough Kuumba for us. That shit need to start with us and then work its way out. If people on the outside can get some crumbs or whatever's left, that's cool. But it has to start at home first. If not, you always going to have a problem. All right, remember the 6 emotions: mad, sad, and scared, powerful, peaceful, and joyful. There's questions that go along with that. And with your support, we could bring the brother back to Columbus and do a weekend retreat. Listen, I'm serious. This is some life-changing stuff when you start learning how to deal with the emotions. All right, so we lift up our glass to the present moment, and we say Ashe. From there, family, we move to our children, our children's children, on to the infinity, and we say Ashe. Then we move to all of our relations, right? And we say Ashe. From there, family, we give a toast to, we do that selfish toast, right? Raise it up for yourself. You deserve it. Raise it up, right? And we say, Ashe. Last but not least, I toast the most powerful being in the room. You know who that is? It just happened to be you. You. I know. All right. The album coming soon. All right, here we go. We say Ashe. Family, I wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. We have completed another daily toast, but somebody's on the line. Who on the line? Who this? Who this be?
This is Brother Shaka. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm going to talk to you and sip on this because I got to get up out of here in a couple of minutes because I got to be up to school. What's going on, my friend?
You know, I hear you talking.
Wait, time out. Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
What's going on?
I just sipped on that Ambrosia Red, man. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Ambrosia Red, huh?
I had that before you had your red. Shut up. Shut your ass up. Shut up. I know what you're about to say. Shut up. It's ambrosia red, and it's not red or red tan or whatever the shit you be saying. Come on, brother. It's not red like that, man. It's red because I put wache leaves in it, which provide the body with certain minerals. And it's not. Yours is deep red. This is a shallow red. Now my original red, and I told you I stopped making that, was first I tried beets and cherries. I had cherries. That shit was explosive. And then the most explosive one I have ever had was beets and grapes. And I don't fuck with them at all. I mean, I eat them, but I won't make no. Put them in bottles. Hell.
So let me ask you this: what's the difference between making June with grapes and making wine?
See, now, the biggest difference is, for some reason, the SCOBY speeds up the process. Because basically what we're doing, we're taking our product through the very same process, but it's speeded up by the SCOBY. And it forms a different type of liquid. So because if you look at the processing of wine, it's the same process. It just takes longer. Like you throw these little yeast in there, and the yeast go on and start eating up the sugar. The sugar is digested, and they fart out or shit out or piss out, or however you want to look at it. Alcohol, and keeping the great flavor, and you just let it go for a certain period of time. Then you extract whatever least yeast is left in it. You know what I'm saying? And that takes some time, and then you let it age, which takes some time. But the SCOBY for us speeds it up because there are small amounts of alcohol within ambrosia. Very small amounts. But people are like, oh man, and the thing that I'm telling people, this is a natural occurring alcohol. Whenever you're doing fermentation, in a sense, there's always natural forming alcohol. And this alcohol that's in this is different than the shit that you go and buy at the liquor store. What is the shit you buy in the liquor store? The shit you buy in the liquor store is distilled liquor. What they do is distilled alcohol. What they do is they would take this ambrosia and they would find a way to extract the little bit of alcohol that's in here, get rid of everything else, and just keep that alcohol. The alcohol has a certain flavor, so they give it a name like gin or vodka or Cavassier or any of these other fancy names, right? Or bourbon and shit like that. They'll keep that little bit of alcohol, and they'll add a whole bunch of other stuff to it. I mean, not other stuff, but other distilled alcohols to it as well. So they'll take a lot of this. By the time you take all the alcohol out of this, you got just a little bit of alcohol at the bottom, and they will find a way to get all the alcohol out of gallons and gallons of this drink. You understand what I'm saying? And it's distilled, and it's just straight alcohol, which is not really good for you. I mean, it has some nice effects, but it's not really good for you. But the alcohol in the way that it occurs within the product we produce is, in a sense, healthy. You know what I'm saying? It can be healthy for you. Now, any amount of alcohol for some people is dangerous because some people have a lower tolerance for it. But the small amount in here, right, is of no major concern.
Right on.
So.
Right on. So here I am, man. Just
hot damn.
I think as visionaries, we try to merge the world inside our head into the world that's outside our door. And so as I hear us talking about having gatherings and retreats and speakers and these intimate events, I think that once again, when we look at even what religious folk have that we don't, they have a little cut of territory to be able to host their events. And whether we align with it or not, or whether they even align with it or not, they have the opportunity to take what is sacred ground and being able to maintain that spiritual frequency because A, of the sacred grounds, and B, because of nature of how their tribe may, deal with their rituals. So I say all of that because when we look at the idea of building and increasing from a physical, intellectual, economic, spiritual, but most especially in this state, a socio-economic, in that way, man, I am steadily working on attaining that space. So, as once again, as a visionary trying to expand the world inside my mind into the world outside my doorstep, let's figure out a way to help to what's the word I'm looking for? Expedite that process. Yes, indeed.
So, y'all heard him? Any other comments? Come on now. Chat is open. Some of y'all listen. I know some of y'all out there. I can see you. So, now, sacred space. Now, excuse me. That ambrosia got... Sacred space. One of the things that I experienced with Simba is being able to take whatever space we in and use it to the maximum. The only problem is that we have to pay for it. But there are inexpensive ways where we can go and have land until we are able to carry the overhead of having one locked-in location. One of the things that we have kind of developed with Giame is the whole camping trip piece. Because family, you will be surprised how much territory you could get and you could rent for a small amount of time, and it's just you. I mean, it's incredible. And what Shaka is speaking on is procuring property that's ours. But one of the things I want to do is perfect using what we have, right? Going out here to these woods and getting family to come out. Not you just sending your kids out. You come out. You know what I'm saying? We gone and we gonna have a good time. Cause think about this, Shaka. You've been to maybe more than one of the camps. Is the area that we be renting, is it big enough to have a concert?
Yeah.
A camp out concert where we like bring in like of course you would be headlining, right? But then we could bring some national and international talent out there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so what we're saying is,
here's the piece, man, is that all of what you're talking about, it's already written. It just hasn't been, I haven't come together with a committee. I'm close to, and I'm glad you said something because shout out to Allende if you're listening to this wife, because here's the piece, is that what I talked to you about in terms of touring this symbiotic cipher. Okay, on paper, what we are extending is a performance event that emphasizes our strategy and process of nation building, which is already evident in the June that we ferment.
Say that again.
So
wait, hold on now, because I don't want you to jump past that. I want y'all to understand what Shaka. Now, I want you to elaborate on that point a little bit. You have compared nation building to the June that we make. Now, a lot of people don't know what the June is. I call mine ambrosia. He calls his red June. But he's saying that the process that we are actively doing in the community is very similar to the process that we watch happens when we make this liquid right here. So this liquid, when we make it, we are practicing nation building. When we make it for ourselves, we're practicing nation building. One of the key pieces that you build a nation on, or what helps build a nation, is a staple. Now, what can we control? We could control or work with nature to develop honey. We get honey. Like some of y'all got backyards right now, right? We could put a beehive back there. Right? We could produce our own drink. Chaka right now is working on procuring land in Cleveland. We got growing towers. Why couldn't we grow our own green tea? Or contract with a company over in Africa that might already be growing green tea. Buying some land with water on there so that we get pure water, take care of it, and make this from top to bottom. And eventually get some of our kids into making bottles and shit. Recycling and making bottles. But it's just nation building. Staple. Build it around the staple. But, you know, and then what's crazy is he called his whole musical event, what's that term you use?
Symbiotic cipher.
A symbiotic cipher. See, people don't be understanding that because every time we talk, Chaka, we got to kind of break it down because a lot of people come on that might be popping in is new. You need to break that shit down because when you say symbiotic cipher, I understand you. But other people be like,
all right, so let me do this. Because naturally, when you just say like nation building and fermenting, it's like, all right, yeah, I kind of get it, but I don't. Let me break it all the way down so that we understand exactly what's going on. And this is why, and see, here's the thing, man. I realize that sometimes people are just not ready to receive where, you know, the things that I'm saying because they hadn't asked the question. And so right now, I appreciate the fact that we're actually in a place where, God willing, if they really want to understand the process, that they've already asked the question to be able to make the things that I say relevant. So I just say that because when you look at our positioning and you understand our purpose as individuals, it's easier to understand the way we move, even when it doesn't seem like we're moving together. Especially then. Because if we understand our purpose first, then we're able to allow the universe to do what it's supposed to do. So when you look at my position amongst tribe of Jinyame, right?
Mm-hmm.
My position is on the outside and not necessarily affecting the inner workings of the system yet, because what I'm supposed to do is to bring in an innovation that works for us and brings our level of progress to an exponential level. That is the work of a revolutionary, is to work outside of the system to build the innovations that increasingly work for us. Now, on the inside, we have activists, those who work within the system to increase the system through the work that you do. And so when we further understand the nature of the revolutionary and the nature of the activist, then we can take this idea of symbiosis, which happens every time we ferment and create healing.
Or every time we have a meeting, or bring groups of people together. Every time we do a camping trip, every time we do a meeting, right? But go on, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. So every time we ferment, keep in mind we have this idea of the activist and the revolutionary, but besides the mix, we have yeast and bacteria.
Are you saying we're yeast and bacteria, man? Are you saying?
What's that?
Are you saying that we're yeast and bacteria, man? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that we should learn from the way they work in this process.
Wait a minute. Slow down, brother. What can some goddamn yeast and bacteria teach me about organizing, brother? What are you talking about? Break it down for me. Make it plain. See, because motherfuckers, Shaka, they don't know. See, because you've been brewing. And we take this shit for, I mean, you know, because we got to constantly remind. Right? Now, and one of the things that go ahead.
So what's a SCOBY? First of all, let's get there. What's a SCOBY, Hatem?
You talking about a symbiotic culture or a symbiotic community or symbiotic, whatever a symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast. That's what it is, a SCOBY. It is. Okay, so it is a barrier.
Symbiotic, because we understand that there's bacteria and yeast, but what's special about the bacteria and yeast in this process?
The bacteria and yeast establish a territory and seal that shit off from everything else. Is that what you're talking about?
And then what?
Huh?
And then what?
And then it changes it goes through the process of alchemy and transform the liquid or whatever it is involved with into what it needs it to be so that it can survive. It consumes its territory. It utilizes its territory and it turns it into something for, in a sense, the group to use. So there's a connection between me and my SCOBY. And in order for my SCOBY to get what it needs, the SCOBY has to create a product that it brings value to my life. And by it creating a value...
That sounds very selfless of you, Hatem.
What you mean?
And your bacteria. So
no.
look...
No. Hold on. No, I want to be clear about this. Nation building is a very selfish thing. It's very selfish. The SCOBY needs tea, honey, and water. The only place that it could get that combination in which it can survive comes from me. It turns around and it turns that into something that I can use, which satisfies me, and then I could go and give it some more so that it could do it. So it's a very selfish. It's not selfless at all. The bacteria and the yeast is getting what they need. I'm getting what I need, and in return I give them what they need. That's called an economic system. A lot of you motherfuckers don't understand that shit. Y'all want to go off into all these extract theories and shit. We are experiencing direct economy right now when we sit up here and we work with this bacteria and yeast. And what bothers me is that the bacteria and yeast have the mind state and the sense to establish its own territory. Ain't no compromising.
Right. So the whole purpose, though, is for the yeast to make sure that the bacteria stay alive. The bacteria is making sure the yeast stays alive so that this community, this healing, can thrive within the territory that is closed off and isolated.
That's right.
And so that in nation building should be the organic relationship between the activist and the revolutionary. Because how is the activist able to afford, or how is the revolutionary available to afford the innovation to bring to the activist and to establish in a community? It is through the resources that the activist has extended. So it is that constant give and take between the revolutionary and the activist. So they feed each other to make this progress, to make this healing, to make this victory a real thing.
Man. But yo, family, I gotta go. I gotta be at the school. I should have just did this shit over to school, because this is a conversation that some of the young warriors need to really understand, because now part of our learning process is that each individual is going to have to receive a SCOBY and take care of that SCOBY and watch the process of that SCOBY and bring back the product of that SCOBY. Because, a symbiotic relationship. I got my, how old are you, Clee? 13. I got my 13-year-old son talking about symbiotic relationship. We have to learn to develop symbiotic relationships. You know what I'm saying? Where both parties benefit. Not parasitic, not unhealthy parasitic relationships, which we have. Many of us form parasitic relationships within our life, where either somebody is sucking the life out of us, or we're sucking the life out of somebody else, and we need to also get some of these parasites up off our community. Now, what the SCOBY does not allow parasites, and the SCOBY depends on me in our relationship to get rid of all the scobies that have been infiltrated. My job is to ruthlessly dispense of all bacteria and yeast who violates the relationship that we have. You done let this black mold in. You done let this. You gotta go. You gotta go. That's what ferment is about. It's a relationship. You know what I'm saying? And what is nation building about? It's about building relationships and understanding each part of the process. And not only understanding, but allowing each being within that process to operate and do its thing. Some of us, like I told you at the beginning, some of us get concerned because people are doing different things, and we want to bring everything up under what we believe is one umbrella. But what you want to bring, you want to bring everything up under your control. And I'm saying, listen, stop. Let the yeast be yeast. Let the bacteria be bacteria. Let's let the process happen. Let the process happen. Step back and be the human in the process, so that you can. Because the bacteria and yeast don't always get along. You know what I'm saying? If there's too much caffeine but not enough honey, we got a problem. Is that not right, Shaka? If it's too much honey,
that is absolutely not. Now let me say this too, Tim. Man, and this is why I know some people might have an issue, but this is why I watch The Walking Dead. It's because like the same thing we talking about right now. In The Walking Dead, they don't call it nation building, but that's exactly what's taking place, especially this season, if y'all follow. So you got different tribes that at first was just on their self-preservation, and then they established a common enemy. And the common enemy was taken over because of his influence, right? I mean, this man was brutal. He's on some Willie Lynchness. Man, they neutralized him in past seasons, and now all the different tribes is coming together and working as one sound community. They all have different things that they bring to the table. And just imagine, like, when the lights go out here, like, how do we maintain the thing that we doing? Like, if we're not growing our own hibiscus and green tea, and man, where do we go for that in abundance to be able to maintain not just the healing for our community, but something that gives us a unique bartering situation when that's all we have. Right. You understand? So, like, in the dark, we might find a tribe who, like, you know, has their own honey and honeybees if we haven't established ourselves in that yet. But on some organic level, we need to be able to take a seed and put it in the ground and to start our movement every seed that we plant.
But hey, I gotta go because I gotta be at this place at 9:00. It's 20 minutes away. Fucking around with you symbiotic cipher and nigga. You caused me to be late. So Chaka, you will go down in history as the one that made me late on 10/20/18-2. God damn it. Star date 10/20/18-2. I got caught up in a clusterfuck of fuckery with Brother Shaka and could not make it to my mission on time. Captain's Law. But family, I have to say, y'all have a peaceful and beautiful and wonderful day. I'm on my way up out of here. I love each one of you, and thank you for participating in the toast, whether you participated live or you're coming in later. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you become part of Black Signal so that you know when I'm broadcasting. You text me, hashtag GNJ, hashtag GNJ to 614-300-1875. And you can also use that same number to post up your ancestors so that I get them. All right? With that, I'm out. 1875. Right? Shaka over here mad because, you know, I'm about to come out with this album. He taking too long on his. So the people need some revolutionary music. So I'm going to get my voice together. Me. Me. All right, peace out, fat.
You know,
what's up?
Yeah, that's what's up. I mean, you know, Lou Rawls did his thing too.
He said I sound like Lou Rawls. I guess I was supposed to take that as an insult, but shit, that's better than being banned from singing in Silver Nation. So now I done moved up to Lou Rawls level. Shit, I'm proud. Lou Rawls was ball. Is he still alive? Is he still balling in the game?
I don't know what's going on with Lou. Hey, but get to your destination, man. Don't blame that shit on me.
Oh, it's already logged in. It'll went out on the internet forever. So if I crash in the car, they'll be like, "That goddamn Shaka." Now who go do the Daily Toast? All right, but yo, family, I'm out. Y'all have a great day.